Hi YouTubers, how are you guys doing? And this is another episode on by this time you guys know exactly where I'm going. Anyways. So what we're gonna do is today I have a very crazy story for you guys. And this is the story of the crazy NARC man. Okay? Every one of these stories that I tell to you guys are true events that happened. I remember them word for word, detail by detail, and I'm deciding to share it with the world because you guys have been going through a lot of situations and you guys can relate. Okay, so basically, I went through high school. I was a very average student. I wasn't like a straight A and B student, and if I made a B, it was because I was really going hard. It wasn't that I was like slow or dumb or anything. It was just that school wasn't really too much my thing, and I would kind of lose focus because I don't know, I just get bored quick. It's not an ADD thing, but it's just a avias thing. So anyways, to make a long story short, so when I graduated, I told my mother that, I tried to enroll into like a 2-year college, and then I was going to transfer to a 4-year university, but it just wasn't doing it for me. So I was like, you know what, Mom, I'm not going to college. I just want to go to work. We'll just leave it at that. And so that's what I did. My mom set me up with a decent job at the time. It was a very decent job. And I would go to work, but I would also hang out with a family member. And it was a wild and crazy family member that I, shouldn't have gave my energy to, but I would be around this person. And we would roam the streets, hanging out, having drinks, you know what I'm saying? I just started off very like kind of fast or whatever, going to nightclubs, and that shouldn't have been the route that I took, but we all make mistakes, right, ladies and gentlemen? So one thing led to another. We were I'll never forget being in the car with that family member, and then all of a sudden we were pulling up to some apartment complex for her to meet her friend, and there was a guy that was standing out. This guy had on shades, a brighter skin complexion. I can't mention no names, ladies and gentlemen, but a brighter skin complexion, very dark shades. So it just looked it really, I don't know, it was just strange looking, the way they were dressed, but you could tell that they took pride in the way they looked. Not saying that everything was matching, but just in their weird type world, that it just, and if you meet their personality, you will understand it. You'll be like, okay, well, this looks good for you because you're like crazy anyway. But anyways, after that, this person came to the car. They were talking to someone else, telling them about how attractive I look and this and this and that. And before you know it, we hit it off strong. After that, we had exchanged phone numbers, and then after that, they were blowing my phone up. Mind you, I'm young. I don't even know nothing about none of narcissism or nothing. Like I'm fresh and new to the world. And before you know it, we had met up. After a few phone calls, we met up. We engaged with each other. I hate to say that, but we engaged with each other. It happens in life, And after that, I guess they felt like they were locked in. They would always come around, pick me up, take me on these crazy joy rides. Them doing all kinds of crazy things, going to different apartment complex. They knew this person, they knew that person, up and down the road. And it finally led to me actually leaving my family, ladies and gentlemen. Leaving my family, saying that, oh, I was so in denial. Oh, I want to be in love with this, I'm in love with this person, this is mine and everything. And the relationship was so darn toxic. It wasn't even a relationship. It was just like I was just young and naive. And I ended up living with them in this broke down ass trailer that they were living with some family members. And these family members, they were just pretty much like getting it how they lived. They would live from pillow to post, and they never had one particular place where they would be at, because they were constantly moving here and moving there. And I decided that I wanted to take that experience with them, ladies and gentlemen. I quit my job that my mom got me hooked up with. I eventually was traveling and going with them full force in the streets. I would stay with them and their family members, broke down trailer. Then we left from there, went to another trailer. And in this other trailer, it was crazy that, no, we left from there and went to another trailer. And this time, their family members were there. And here's the thing. They were selling drugs in this trailer, ladies and gentlemen. Selling drugs. Now, mind you, I knew of drugs, but I didn't know the severity or the chaotic or the craziness and dangerous situation I had put myself into. I would see different drug addicts come in, get high, and leave. One particular day, I remember sitting down talking to one of the drug addicts and telling him my story, because we would get into arguments all the time, me and this crazy NARC person. And it was weird because they wouldn't let me go. It wasn't the fact that, you know, they per se wouldn't let me go. It was the fact that they were very possessive, and it never clicked in my head. The light never went on that I need to get the hell out. You're in danger. And one thing led to another. It was like, I'll never forget talking to them, telling them about, you know, the situation, and we get into arguments, we get into fights. And we were getting into fights because this person would belittle me, make me feel low self-esteem, horrible about myself and things like that. And I would defend myself and say something to them, and they would, you know, strike out and do something, and I would hit them back. And one thing led to another. It got to the point where I'll never forget, this person, even this drug addict, in the crazy, chaotic state of mind, was like, you don't need to be in a relationship like that. You need to leave. They were very cautious when they said it, because they were speaking to me, and they were afraid that, you know, they didn't really know that they were afraid. They didn't know me. So they were afraid that, okay, is he going to go back and tell the NARC man? I didn't, but I would talk to them, and there was some good left inside of them to tell me I need to get out. I'll never forget one particular morning, because I hadn't got shy, you know what I'm saying, walking around and just different tank tops like this, and everything was just a thing of the past. And I'll never forget feeling so fragile and so vulnerable. And I'll never forget walking in the kitchen, and I wouldn't even walk in front of this crazy NARC man's path, because I just felt so insecure, like I wasn't good enough and everything. Not knowing that they were the crazy motherfuckers, like. And I'll never forget, they put me down so bad in the kitchen. They were like, yeah, you might have a cute face, but that body is bad as hell. And that stuck, it was like a dagger in my heart, because I was so young and I didn't know how to deal with someone putting me down. And it just stung, it hurt really, really bad. And I didn't know how to really handle the pain that I was experiencing. And from there, ladies and gentlemen, I'll never forget, you know, that day passed, and then there was another drug addict that was there, and this particular drug addict was a white guy. And he told me, he said, bro, it's Thanksgiving. Why aren't you at home with your family? And I was like, he's like, man, you should be at home with your family. It's Thanksgiving. And after that particular night or day, that it turned to night, and the next day, when the crazy NARC man came back from wherever they were out doing God knows what, I told him to take me home. I had not seen my family in a good month almost. Take me home. You should have seen their reaction to this. It's like their face turned so evil and sadistic. Like, well, if you want to go home, automatically started an argument with me. And I'm like, you're arguing with me because I tell you I want to go home? And I knew I couldn't really go home because my mom wasn't having that. So they were taking me back to Lakeland, but I planned it on going to my grandfather's house. And we almost had completed the trip, and I was a good few blocks from my grandfather's house, and I will never forget them arguing with me, trying to really build up an argument. And they threw a punch at me, and when they threw a punch at me, I hit them back really, really hard. The car door was open, and I jumped the hell out and ran to my grandfather's house and just never looked back. My family members came to court me they were just like, where in the hell have you been? We haven't heard from you. It was so bad that my mom was putting up pictures of me around our city. It's a very, very traumatic experience. Very, very, very horrible experience. But the reason why I'm telling you this story, ladies and gentlemen, it comes to show you that narcissists will take advantage of anything they can. This person was way older than me. They already knew the street life. I was vulnerable and fresh out of high school. They could have easily, they knew they were toxic for me, but they still decided to bring me into their crazy ass world of manipulation and tactics and dangerous world, because at any given moment, I, living in that trailer, could have went to prison for just being around those drugs. And I'm not even a drug dealer. I had never smoked weed, anything. And it was like, this person was, throughout the years, I've come to find out that this person takes advantage of vulnerable people. This person has had so many things happen to them throughout life. Even when I was with them or around them, there was different things that would happen to them, and I was like, oh my God, it was just horrible. Everybody would always treat them like shit. Nobody liked to see them coming. They always got, and I was like, wow. One day I'll never forget looking in the mirror and just crying. And I was like, oh my God, nobody likes you. They treat you so bad. And now I realize it. See, narcissists face their karma damn near every day. They go through so much shit. Cars break down. Money gets short. Different things like fucking, just different life issues. They go through a lot of life issues, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of life issues. A lot. They could be at a restaurant and then all of a sudden the waitress, they'll get into it with the waitress treat them like shit. Before you know it, the police done showed up. Like, they go through it's always something with them. They're going to always go through something. The reason why I tell you this story, ladies and gentlemen, because it's important for us to stay away from them. Now, had I known then what I know now, I would have never even gave that motherfucker a glance. But it took time, and it took a lot of wisdom in learning from my mistakes and going through hell to get to heaven, which is the reason why today I know what I know now. I say this because I don't want the youth, people that are young and vulnerable, to repeat this same cycle of these things that I went through. A lot of people don't understand that when you first meet the narcissist, they're going to project to you pretty much what you want to see. They're going to find out your likes and dislikes, because they're going to project that to you. That's what they are. But behind everything is a big ass roller coaster. And it's some highs and lows and some curves and some twists and turns. They got a whole fucking world full of bullshit waiting to bring you into it. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you to go into that world or decline the offer. And declining the offer, it kills the narcissist. They're so fucking hurt that they can't hurt you. I love each and every last one of you. You guys remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I have more videos coming for you guys soon. I'm out doing laundry, so that's why I'm looking a little scruffy, rough. I need to do something with my dreads, but, these things are up and down. It's always something. Alright, but I'll talk to you guys. I love each and every last one of you guys. Remember to stay hyper vigilant and be safe. Bye-bye.